Hey guys, doing a little bit of an interesting review here. This is in Nanaimo, and this is the chasm, or sorry, it's called the abyss. I don't know how deep it is, but I'm getting major vertigo just standing on top of it. I'm not looking your way. Like it's back at me. Anyways, so weird movie to review here. Usually you would do kind of like the Descent or Sanctum or something to do with caves, but instead I'm reviewing a movie about Tom Hanks. It's called The Terminal. Watched it last night. Haven't seen it in a long time, but it's still like one of those really good feel-good Steven Spielberg movies, even if it is kind of based on an actual story of someone's horrible event. Like the Terminal story is actually a lot nicer than what happened to the actual guy. The actual guy apparently he was an Iranian refugee who came to Paris airport, and he was stuck there for like 12 years until he eventually got put into the loony bin. In this movie, Tom Hanks, his name is Gogorsky, and he gets stuck in New York because his country has a coup, so he doesn't have a working visa / passport, and he isn't allowed to enter the United States, but he's not allowed to go back either, so he is stuck there. And unlike Stanley Tucci's original thoughts, because he's the head of security there, he thinks he's just going to walk out and be someone else's problem. He doesn't leave. And then what we get is this kind of really heartwarming story about how he gets to know people who work there. He helps a couple who fall in love. He meets Catherine Zeta-Jones, and they have kind of a little bit of a relationship too. And there's all these like little funny moments with Kogorsky in the film, and it's actually very, very heartwarming. The only problem, the biggest issue I would say this film has, and it was kind of pointed out when the film came out, and it still hasn't aged well, is Catherine Zeta-Jones' character. She's kind of terribly written. It's really weird because you think there's an arc with her going, because she's just this kind of airheaded stewardess who has smarts, but she keeps going and dating crappy guys, and she can't stop helping herself but throwing herself on guys. And it's a little weird because there is a really good relationship established between her and Gogorsky, and in the end, she gives it up to give him 1 day out of the airport to go back with the guy who apparently was married already. No mention that he left his wife. So that this story arc just kind of goes. It doesn't go anywhere. It's the worst part of the film, unfortunately. Everything else though is really great. I like the set, the camera work. I like the acting. They actually built an entire hangar, so they built an entire airport inside of a hangar, so that's why they built this whole thing. It's pretty cool for in terms of a set design perspective. And apparently of all the times that Spielberg and Tom Hanks have worked together, this is the only movie that was not nominated for any Oscar. So that's kind of a little bit of an interesting fact. The music really nice. The shots are cool. I like the story. Some people think it's a little long. I think the pacing is really good, so it's worth its length. I remember watching this back in 2005 for New Year's Eve. It's like one of the first New Year's Eve movies I've ever watched. If you guys ever have a movie you're wanting to watch on New Year's Eve, I would definitely suggest The Terminal. It doesn't disappoint in terms of the feel-good factor. It's a good movie. It's not one of Spielberg's best. It's not one of Hanks' best, but it's still like a nice sit-down good movie. So in the end, I'll give The Terminal a 4 out of 7. And I am going to get up and try and not fall into this hole. Anyways, guys, hope you liked this review. If you did, leave a like, and if you're interested in more, subscribe. Anyways, see you guys next time. Alright, let's not drop the phone down the hole.